What if Ford's most beloved modern Mustang was finally making a comeback? Not the GT, not the Dark Horse, and not even the mighty GT500. We're talking about the legendary GT350, a name that still sends chills through Mustang enthusiasts around the world. For years, fans have been asking the same question: will the GT350 return? Now, rumors are spreading across the automotive world. Concept renderings are appearing everywhere online, and excitement is building once again. While Ford has not officially confirmed a new GT350, the possibility alone has reignited a debate that never really disappeared. Could the next GT350 become the most exciting Mustang of the modern era? And if it does return, will it be even more brutal than the car that came before it? To understand why people care so much about the GT350, you have to understand what made it special in the first place. The GT350 was never just another high-performance Mustang. It represented something different. It was built for drivers who cared about more than straight-line speed. It was a machine designed to deliver an experience every time the engine started. When the modern GT350 arrived, it completely changed the way people looked at American performance cars. Instead of relying solely on massive horsepower numbers, for a focus on precision, balance, and driver engagement, the result was a Mustang that could compete with some of the best sports cars in the world. Its heart was a masterpiece. The naturally aspirated V8 became legendary almost overnight. It screamed to an incredible redline, producing a sound unlike anything else on the road. Every press of the throttle reminded drivers that this wasn't an ordinary muscle car. It felt alive, it demanded attention, and, perhaps most importantly, it made every drive feel special. Even today, years after production ended, enthusiasts still speak about the GT350 with admiration. Many consider it one of the greatest Mustangs ever built. But if Ford decides to bring back the GT350, simply repeating the past won't be enough. The automotive world has changed dramatically. Modern performance cars are faster than ever before. Technology has transformed nearly every aspect of driving. Cars now have more screens, more sensors, more computers, and more electronic systems than ever imagined. On paper, that's impressive. Yet, many enthusiasts feel something important has been lost along the way. Today's sports cars are often incredibly capable, but some drivers argue they're becoming less engaging. They do everything exceptionally well, but they don't always create an emotional connection. The experience can sometimes feel filtered through layers of technology. That's why the idea of a new GT350 has captured so much attention. Instead of chasing outrageous horsepower figures or focusing solely on lap times, it could return a philosophy that made the original so beloved. It could prioritize driver involvement above everything else. Imagine seeing a new GT350 for the first time. Even standing still, it would need to make a statement. This isn't a car that should blend into traffic. It should immediately communicate its purpose. The front end could feature larger air intakes feeding cool air to a high-performance engine. The hood might include aggressive functional vents designed to improve cooling and aerodynamic efficiency. Wider fenders could give the car a more muscular stance, while lightweight performance wheels hint at the machine's true capabilities. Move toward the rear, and the story continues. A functional diffuser, larger exhaust outlets, and an aggressive rear wing could transform the Mustang into something that looks ready for the racetrack. Every component would serve a purpose. Nothing would exist simply for decoration. That's always been part of the GT350 formula. It wasn't about looking flashy. It was about looking fast, because it actually was fast. Picture arriving at a weekend car meet packed with exotic machines and performance vehicles. There are sports cars from Europe, luxury sedans, modified imports, and every type of performance car imaginable. Yet as people gather around and conversations begin, one car keeps attracting attention: the GT350. That's the kind of presence enthusiasts expect from a vehicle carrying this legendary badge. Of course, no discussion about a GT350 would be complete without talking about the engine. This is where excitement reaches another level. The biggest question surrounding any potential GT350 revival is what would power it. Enthusiasts have countless theories. Some believe Ford could create an upgraded version of its proven V8 architecture. Others hope for something completely unique. Regardless of the exact configuration, one thing remains clear. Fans desperately want a naturally aspirated engine. There's something special about a naturally aspirated V8 that numbers alone can't explain. The throttle response feels immediate. The power delivery feels connected. The sound builds naturally as the revs climb higher and higher. In an era increasingly dominated by turbochargers and electrification, a high-revving, naturally aspirated engine would instantly separate the GT350 from many of its rivals. Imagine pressing the start button. The engine fires to life with a deep growl before settling into a purposeful idle. Then comes a moment every enthusiast loves. You press the throttle and hear the engine climb through the rev range. The sound grows louder, sharper, and more intense. That's the kind of emotional experience people remember long after drive is over. It's also the reason why the GT350 continues to have such a passionate following. Yet performance alone isn't enough. A truly great sports car must work in the real world too. That's where the challenge begins. Many track-focused machines become uncomfortable daily drivers. They're brilliant on a racetrack, but frustrating during everyday use. The next GT350 would need to find the perfect balance. It would need to deliver thrilling performance while remaining practical enough to enjoy regularly. Advanced suspension technology could help achieve that balance. Modern systems can adapt instantly to changing road conditions, providing comfort during daily driving and exceptional control when the road becomes challenging. Improved seats, refined technology, and smarter engineering could make the car more livable than ever before without sacrificing its performance credentials. Then comes the inevitable comparison with the competition. If a new GT350 arrives, it won't enter an empty market. It will face some incredibly talented rivals. There are sports cars that offer astonishing acceleration, luxury coupes packed with advanced technology, and track-focused machines built specifically for maximum performance. Yet the GT350 has always approached competition differently. Its mission isn't necessarily to dominate every performance category. Instead, it's about creating an experience. It's about making drivers feel connected to the machine. It's about turning an ordinary road into something memorable. On a winding mountain road, pure horsepower becomes less important than confidence, balance, and enjoyment. That's where a great driver's car reveals its true character. And that brings us back to the question everyone keeps asking. Will Ford actually build a new GT350? The honest answer is that nobody outside the company truly knows. As of today, there has been no official confirmation. Much of the discussion comes from rumors, speculation, renderings, and enthusiast wish lists. But one thing is impossible to ignore. The demand is still there. Years after the original disappeared, people continue talking about it. They continue comparing modern performance cars to it. They continue hoping for its return. Maybe that's the strongest evidence of all. Truly great cars rarely fade from memory. They leave a lasting impression on the people who drive them, and even on those who simply admire them from afar. The GT350 achieved that rare status. It became more than a model name. It became a symbol of what a driver's car should be. Whether Ford decides to revive the GT350 or not, its legacy remains secure. It proved that performance is about more than horsepower. It's about emotion, character, and the connection between driver and machine. And if the GT350 ever does return, enthusiasts around the world will be watching closely, hoping the legend comes back stronger, faster, and more brutal than ever before.